Chapter 9. The Mind. By experience, we have been able to prove that it is impossible to understand what love is until we have completely understood the complicated problem of the mind. Whoever supposes that the mind is the brain is completely mistaken. The mind is energetic, subtle, and can become independent of matter. It transports itself to very remote places to see and hear what is happening in those places under certain hypnotic states or during normal sleep. In laboratories of parapsychology, noteworthy experiments are made on individuals in a hypnotic state. Many people in a hypnotic state have been able to give minute detail about events, people, and situations that have been taking place during their hypnotic trance in very remote distances. After these experiments, scientists have been able to verify the reality of the information concerning the facts and accuracy of events. With these experiments in laboratories of parapsychology, it has been totally demonstrated through observation and experience that the brain is not the mind. Indeed, we can truly say that the mind can travel through time and space independently of the brain to see and hear things that happen in remote places. The reality of extrasensory perception has already been completely proved, and only a crazy person or an idiot could think of denying the reality of extrasensory perception. The brain is made to elaborate thought, but it is not thought. The brain is merely an instrument of the mind, however, it is not the mind. We need to study the mind in depth if we truly want to know fully that which is called love. The mind of children and young people are more elastic, ductile, quick, alert, etc. There are many children and young people who enjoy asking their parents and teachers about this, that, and the other. They want to know something more. That is why they ask, observe, see certain details that adults do not appreciate or do not perceive. As the years go by and we become older, the mind sets itself little by little. The minds of old people are set, fixed, and would not change for anything in the world. Old people's minds are already fixed, and like this they die, they do not change. Everything is elaborated from a fixed point of view. The nonsense of old people, their prejudices, set ideas, etc., all appear like a rock, a stone that does not change in any way. That is why people commonly say, "That's the way I am, always have been and always will be." It is urgent for teachers who are in charge of forming the personality of students to study the mind in depth so that they are able to intelligently orientate new generations. It is painful to understand how the mind becomes fixed little by little as time goes by. The mind is the killer of what is real and true. The mind destroys love. Whoever arrives at old age is no longer capable of loving because his mind is full of painful experiences, prejudices, set ideas like hard rocks. There are dirty old men who believe they are still capable of loving, but what is actually happening is that they are full of senile sexual passions and confuse passion with love. Every dirty old man or woman passes through tremendous lustful passionate states before dying, and they believe that this is love. It is impossible for old people to love because the mind destroys it with its nonsense, set ideas, prejudices, jealousy, experiences, memories, sexual passions, etc. The mind is love's worst enemy. In super-civilized countries, love no longer exists because people's minds only smell of factories, bank accounts, retail products, etc. There are many traps for the mind, and the mind of every person is well bottled up. Some have bottled their minds in abominable communism. Others have bottled it in heartless capitalism. There are some who have bottled their mind in jealousy, hate, desire to be rich and have a good social position, attachments to certain people, or attachment to their own suffering and family problems, etc. People love bottling up the mind. Few are those who decide to truly smash the bottle to pieces. We need to free the mind, but people love slavery, and it is very rare to find someone in life who does not have the mind totally bottled up. Teachers should teach their students all these things. They should teach new generations to observe their own mind, to investigate and understand it. Only through profound understanding can we prevent the mind from crystallizing, freezing, and becoming bottled up. The only thing that can transform the world is love, but the mind destroys love. We need to study our own mind, observe, investigate it, profoundly, truly understand it. Only in this way, in becoming masters of ourselves, of our own mind, will we kill the killer of love and truly be happy. Those who live beautifully fantasizing about love, who live making projects about love, who want love to work in accordance to their likes and dislikes, projects and fantasies, norms and prejudices, memories and experiences, etc., will never be able to really know what love is. They have, in fact, become enemies of love. It is necessary to understand fully what the processes of the mind are in the state of accumulation of experiences. Many times a teacher justly reprimands, but sometimes he or she does so stupidly and without any true reason, without understanding that every unjust reprimand remains in the minds of students. The result of such a mistaken procedure is usually the loss of love for the teacher. The mind destroys love, and that is something that school, college, and university teachers should never forget. It is necessary to deeply understand all those mental processes that put an end to the beauty of love. It is not enough to be a parent. It is necessary to know how to love. Parents believe that they love their children because they have them, because the children belong to them, such as when someone owns a bicycle, a car, or a house. That sense of possession and dependence is usually confused with love, but can never be love. Teachers of our second home, which is school, believe they love their students because they are in charge of them, but that is not love. The sense of possession or dependence is not love. The mind destroys love, and only by comprehending all the mistaken functionalisms of our mind, our absurd way of thinking, our bad customs, mechanical habits, wrong way of looking at things, etc., can we come to live and truly experience that which does not belong to time and which is called love. Whoever wants love to transform itself into a piece of their mechanical routine, whoever wants love to walk upon the mistaken track of their own prejudices, cravings, fears, experiences of life, selfish way of looking at things, mistaken way of thinking, etc., to in fact put an end to love, because the latter never allows itself to be subdued. Whoever wants love to work as I like, I desire, I think, lose love because Cupid, the god of love, is never ready to let himself be enslaved by the ego. We have to annihilate the ego, the myself, the id, so we do not lose the child of love. The ego is a bunch of memories, cravings, fears, hatreds, passions, experiences, selfishness, envies, lust, etc. Only by understanding each defect separately, by studying and directly observing it, not only in the intellectual region, but also in all the subconscious levels of the mind, will each defect disappear as we die from moment to moment. Only in this way will we achieve the disintegration of the ego. Whoever wants to bottle love up within the horrible traps of the ego loses it and stays without it, because love can never be bottled up. Unfortunately, people want love to behave according to their habits, desires, customs, etc. People want to submit love to the ego, and that is absolutely impossible, since love does not obey the ego. Couples in love, or better said, couples with passion for each other, suppose that love should keep faithfully within the limits of their own desires, conspicuousness, errors, etc., and in this way they are totally wrong. Let's talk about us, say couples in love or sexually passionate for each other, who are plentiful in this world. Then we hear conversations, projects, desires, and goals. Each has something to say. He or she puts forward projects, desires, his or her way of looking at things of this life, and each wants love to move like a train on steel tracks forged by the mind. How wrong, how lost are these couples in love or with passions? How far away from reality they are. Love does not obey the ego, and when partners want to chain it down by the neck and submit it, it escapes leaving the couple in disgrace. The mind has a bad habit of comparing. A man compares one girlfriend to another. A woman compares one man to another. A teacher compares one student to another student, as if all of them do not deserve the same appreciation. Truly, all types of comparison are abominable. Whoever contemplates a beautiful sunset and compares it to another does not really know how to understand the beauty he has before his very eyes. Whoever contemplates a beautiful sunset and compares it to another does not really appreciating the beauty he has before his eyes. Where there is comparison, there is no true love. A father and a mother who really love their children will never compare them to anyone. They will simply love them, and that is all. A husband who loves his wife never makes the mistake of comparing her to anyone else. He loves her, and that is all. The teachers who really love their students will never discriminate and never compare one with another. They truly love them, and that is all. A mind divided by comparisons and enslaved by dualities destroys love. A mind divided by the struggle of opposites is not capable of understanding the new. It becomes petrified and frozen. The mind has many depths, regions, subconscious areas, labyrinths, but the worthiest is the essence, the conscience, which is in the center. When duality ceases to exist, when the mind becomes integrated, serene, quiet, profound, when it no longer compares, then the essence, the conscience, awakens. And this should be the true objective of fundamental education. Let us distinguish between objectivity and subjectivity. In objectivity, there is awakened conscience. In subjectivity, there is sleep conscience, subconsciousness. Only objective conscience can enjoy objective knowledge. The intellectual knowledge that is actually received by students attending schools, colleges, and universities is 100% subjective. Objective knowledge cannot be acquired without an objective conscience. Students should first achieve self-consciousness and then objective conscience. Only through the path of love can we achieve objective conscience and objective knowledge. It is necessary to understand the complex problem of the mind if we truly want to tread the path of love.